We're officially ready.
We're ready?
All right. Welcome to another episode of Dear Love and Lust podcast, episode 9. Today's subject, or should I say theme, is compatibility. I am your host, Jumaine Maine Event Brown, alongside Bklyn, Shay, Richardson.
Hello.
Dear Love and Lust is a podcast that shares perspectives from both a man, myself, and a woman.
Hello.
Bklyn, Shay, in response to submitted anonymous questions regarding love, sex, and relationships, and various topics as well.
Absolutely. And the disclaimer.
We are not experts.
We're
just just two people that's been through
some shit.
There we go.
I love it, love it, love it. Compatibility, huh? That's this one.
Yeah.
Compatibility.
Compatibility.
Okay. Say that 5 times. Let me see you try.
Nah.
Compatibility. Compatibility. Compatibility.
My lips are
compatibility. Compatibility. What the heck does that have to do with anything?
How I pronounce words.
Really?
Yeah.
Say a word that you have trouble with because of your lips.
I don't know.
Exactly. Exactly. So we are obviously just gonna dive right on in. Do you got the first one, or you want me to go on?
You got the first
All right.
one.
So this question is coming from Ms. What's the Difference? Okay. Now, though I started that question, I want to double back because we do have new listeners. Okay. And this is the part that Maine absolutely loves. Okay. So they may not know who you are, sir. So please do share. Tell a little bit about who you happen to be.
As mentioned before, I am Jumaine, Maine Event Brown. I'm an event promoter, photographer, and DJ. I'm also a father of one beautiful 13-year-old daughter, and that's about it. I mean, I've been doing events and stuff in Albany for about 15, almost 16 years now.
Right. And
now, I have my website. Well, I've always had my website, maineventlive.com.
Correct.
But I've expanded into live streams for DJing, and now this podcast, Dear Love and Lust.
Yep.
And, invited the queen of her temple monologues herself, Bklyn Shay.
Appreciate you.
And
Definitely.
she can tell you more about herself.
Tell you a little bit about me. I'm a spoken word poet, all right. Also a parent of 3 amazing young adults, all right. And if it wasn't for COVID, I sure did get busy. But if it wasn't for COVID, I'll be traveling and seeing the world right now. But unfortunately, that is not happening. But I'm involved with another organization, United Sisters of New York, and we do a lot for the community, have done a lot for the community under the leadership of Miss Tina Wilcox. And it's a sisterhood that has just been founded where ladies came together, thought they wanted to go out and just help the community and raise awareness about a lot of different things that were going on with the disparities within the community and reaching out to youth especially. So we mentor young girls as well as give scholarships and so forth to the community. So find out about us a little bit more, United Sisters of New York, definitely. But her temple monologues, we are at the headquarters currently right now, 123 Sheridan Avenue, where we do this wonderful podcast, Dear Love and Lust, because Maine invited me to participate and I enjoy it, all right? But I'm a humanitarian at heart. I just love people. I love giving back. I love helping, anybody that might be in need and so forth. And, not looking for anything in return, just being, due diligence and what my purpose is here in life. So I enjoy stuff like this. I love creating. All right. And speaking of creating, good segue.
There you go.
Woo! Okay, can they see that? Can they see that?
Let's get the close up.
Can we get the close up a little bit? All right. So I'm very spiritual, most recently than not. All right. Within the last 2 years, I've been really learning about spirituality. And I have come up with this amazing manifestation oil. Okay. Let me see something.
Oh, Lord.
We have a demonstration. Oh, my God. Give me your hand.
Oh, Lord. What's she going to do?
I'm not going to do anything. So Manifestation oil, you have to look it up, but you could put it in your bath water and so forth. You could do a lot of great things with this, like compatibility, dear love and lust. You should be compatible with somebody that you can absolutely rub things on, massage them. Do you understand? You see this right here? So it looks a little, give me another one. Okay, he's gonna have like a whole process with him.
I'm in trouble now.
Yeah, he might be. But I want you to rub it together, and then you think of something that you really want and so forth, and believe that you have it. That's the purpose of even messing with manifestation oil. And you can take spiritual baths and drop some of the oils in there and everything like that. But smell it. Take in the essence. We got lavender.
Oh, it really does.
Okay.
Good,
real rose petals. Okay. Aloe. All right. Real lavender. All that type of stuff with some almond and then some clean cotton. Okay. And all of these are, essential oils, all natural and so forth. So this is something that if you really don't want someone, don't you put it on them and don't put it on yourself. Okay. That's all I'm saying. It's the aroma. You feel me? How it smell? Tell them. I'm trying to tell you. Take you there and then some. So anyway, that's about a good segue into compatibility and doing things for people appropriately. That's going to actually be my topic on the end. That we're going to come back around to that. But let's dive right on in, okay? Get back to the get down. That's who IB's, that's who Maine is, and so forth. So, Miss, what's the difference? Here we go.
Question one.
I am currently involved with a man and recently have begun talking more about marriage. Ding, 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 ding. Good stuff. We like the marriage part. In one of the conversations, we talked about children. I asked him out of curiosity, what happens if our child was gay? Ooh. Okay. His response was he could deal with the lesbian daughter easier than he could deal with the gay son. He was not sure if he could handle a gay son. My question is, coming from Ms. What's the difference? What do you think? Why do you think? There we go. Why do you think that that's the case? Also, I do have gay men in my family. My man has not met them yet. What do you guys think I should do? So two-part question. My question is, why do you think that that's the case, that he can't handle a gay son, but he can handle a gay daughter? And should she dive in and introduce him to her gay men in her family? Dun, 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 dun.
Well,
what do you think, Maine?
From the male perspective, I think when you're dealing with gay and lesbian, even from some women's perspective too, it is a lot more palatable and easier to accept to women than it is to accept to men. You know what I mean? And some of it is as simple as the fact that technically there's no penetration with women.
My goodness.
And
yes, there is.
And if you just go into Hollywood and just in general or different things, there is more fascination and more excitement and acceptance towards lesbian love scene than there would be for gay love scenes. Like you look at the show like Empire. Everybody was all gung ho for Tiana. But as soon as they realized, the son,
giving it top,
and that other dude, or what was his name?
I don't know, but go ahead. I get what you're saying.
Everybody's up in arms. It's like, why every black show gotta have this and every guy that, and just traditional, in black families in general, especially those that grew up in church settings.
So what I'm hearing is you saying is basically culturally, pretty much probably because how he grew up and we really don't know whether or not if they, black, white or indifference, but pretty much culturally people have been raised as when they are men to just kind of focus on that genre.
Even
focus on it. Don't focus on the gay part.
If you take it, let's take it to the basketball court, right? most men are willing to play basketball with a lesbian woman or a woman that appears more masculine than they are to play basketball with a dude that appears more feminine or is gay.
But
it's weird.
It is weird. But you could sit around, not you per se, but men could sit around. You hearing the little ding in the here.
Yeah.
They could sit around and watch football. And they can have these type of sports where they have to interact and be, have their hand in the back of somebody's butt. But I'm just confused as to why. I will be with you, Miss. What's the difference in trying to understand all the way down? Understand exactly what the problem is, okay? So the question that you posed was, why do you think that is? And man, you gave really a good doggone statement in your perspective. Yeah,
it's just perception.
It is, and it's just like, all right, he's saying, he didn't say that he wouldn't love them and he wouldn't care. He just said how he would handle it. Okay, so go back to that question in terms of, will he still love your child? Because that's what it boils down to. Love is the ultimate defense against anything. So regardless of whatever someone's sexual orientation is, that part of being a parent, to love your child unconditionally, is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? So that's where you really want to kind of dive in.
I also think age range and generations has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
I grew up where, you couldn't be a sissy. You couldn't be soft.
Yeah.
What I mean? Couldn't cry.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's the reason. A lot of mental health for men.
But, as the younger generations come along, there's more tolerance, there's more acceptance, there's more understanding, there's more willingness to understand,
right? Because
it's prevalent and it's seen more. A lot of people will be like, oh, the gay agenda and all this other stuff on television and so forth. Whether it is or not, eventually you're going to notice more,
right?
You know what I mean?
And unless you guys are getting married around COVID, you're going to have your family at your wedding, more than likely, if you like them anyway. So he's going to see them, And if he loves you, he's marrying you. He's not marrying your gay cousins or the gay men that's in your family. So it's like you coming into anybody when you're dating them, whether you're married, whether you're not, you have to be open to the people that they're going to be introducing you to and bringing you around. It's like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't date you no more. Or I don't want to marry you because I just saw your gay cousin over here or this person over here giving somebody a blowjob. You know what I mean? So it's just like, not going to, you know what I'm saying? Well, it's not going to happen, So it's like, you just have to have these very transparent conversations with the people that you choose to lay down with, you choose to be in a full relationship with. And if y'all talking about marriage, it must mean that you guys are really in love and you're feeling each other. So I do believe he didn't say anything wrong with his opinion about what he would be able to tolerate. But when you get into that level of, understanding that as a parent, when you have children, there's this level of unconditional love that no matter what they do, even as stupid as some things be, or whoever they are, how many jobs they have or don't have, the ups, the downs, the failures, the in between, you just love on your children because it's just like they are a part of you. And it's like, you know what I mean? It's like you may not have the best relationships with, some kids sometimes or whatever like that, but that love does not transition any other facet anyway. I would say so as a parent. What would you say?
Well, if you look at the most noticeable situation that has to do with, actually more transgender than just gay. The Dwayne Wade.
Oh yes.
Son, who is now his daughter.
Yeah, we talked about that first.
You have a choice on how to respond to it.
Right.
Your child is always going to be your child, regardless of the energy that they give out to the world.
Right.
I mean, there are definitely some mothers who know their son's crazy, might be violent, murderous, and will do whatever they can for them.
To protect them, exactly.
You know what I mean? Fathers too, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, You have to accept who the child or person has become.
Absolutely.
In the end of the day.
Absolutely. I remember Tammy and her set. And she's a comedian, local comedian. Shout out to Tammy Kyle. She was saying that her son had came to her and asked her a question about what if he was out, if he was on crack or anything. And she said, well, you better be the best goddamn crackhead. If that's what you chose to do. So it's the same thing. It's just like, hey, you just gotta love them unconditionally, period. Okay. And on to the wonderfulness of hopefully you guys have an amazing life together, for sure. Because even you having this question and being open to asking him that set the tone for preparing him for whatever might come down the pike. So go out there, love on him, and hopefully he love back on you. That's all I got.
Gut.
True.
Trust your gut.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Truly.
But do not confuse fear with gut feeling.
Exactly.
Fear is what happens when you don't know what to expect or you have no idea.
Yes.
So you're concerned and you're worried. Gut feeling is and you can feel what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Like really feel it to the core where it's like, you know what I mean? If you're a person that's trying to lose weight, you're on a diet,
right?
You know not to go to certain stores,
don't I?
or certain restaurants, or be around certain foods.
Try not to have that sugar in that bread.
You know what's gonna happen if
Yeah.
you're around it and tempted by it.
Yeah.
I
feel you. All right. So, I mean, we feel you, miss. What's the difference? Okay. The difference is that culturally people grow up in certain kind of ways, and, you're going to have to love them unconditionally if you really plan on marrying this man anyway. So, yeah. And like the kids.
That's another point, because she said she has gay people in her family.
Correct.
So, obviously, because she's had that experience, it's easier to be more accepting and understanding.
Yeah. He may not have that. Exactly.
Or he may have and never knew, because that family or his family.
True. But in this day and age, man, listen, that's like a needle in a haystack. Find somebody who's not for real, which is interesting enough. But that's where we at with it, okay? So.
All right, moving on. Question 2.
Mr. Keep It Simple.
Mr. Keep It Simple asked, the other day, I decided to DM a girl I'm familiar with about taking her out on a date. She responded, she'll go on a date, but I need to cash app her $50 first.
Please stop.
Wow. I was like, are you serious? She said yes. It's date insurance.
Hold up.
Wait, I'm not done with the question. I'm finished reading this question. This is actually interesting. So, she said, yes, it's date insurance. She said, it lets me know you're serious, and just in case you walk out on the bill, I at least have something to cover my meal. It turned me off, so I was like, it's all good. Sorry to bother you. So, his question is basically, is date insurance really a thing? Do women really hold the sins of other men against all men? She really sounded like she had some trauma with dating. Mr. Keep It Simple.
Oh my word. I mean, can you see? I think I still got my lashes on right now. Like, what is going on? Is this real? I've never heard of this.
Me neither.
I've never heard of that. Mm-hmm. She must be a paralegal or something. Because ain't nobody out here doing no doggone date insurance. And if you are, please write in and tell us that you guys are doing this stuff, because I am confused. I'm like, I would have questioned that too.
You know where I think this comes from? A little while ago, there was a I want to say viral story, but it actually made the news. There was a dude who was taking women out on dates or inviting them out to dates.
Okay. And
towards the end of the date, he'll say, I need to use the bathroom. And then he'd skate.
Stop it. Stop it.
White dude, too.
Wow. Wow.
I gotta find that story.
Yeah, you gotta find that story. Because this is.
And I'll end up posting on the Dear Love and Lust Facebook page. But
Yeah. What?
And if that's what she's talking about,
oh my gosh,
I understand it. But then his other question is,
come on now.
Do women hold the sins of other men against all men? Look at your face.
Look at my face,
yes.
man. Look at
because we had a little bit of conversation kind of similar to this.
Well, didn't we? Didn't we have this conversation? I don't believe that women hold the sins of other people.
Belief in actuality?
I don't believe it. However, movements and how you move, which she is moving differently, it seems, plays a part of it. All right. But when you go out on a date to begin with, I don't know about anybody else, but if somebody invites me out on a date, I always know that I got my money in my pocket in case it goes left. Because realistically, if it's going left, I'm going to throw down something on that table and I'm going to say goodbye, thank you. That's why I drive my own car to these processes, okay? We're not doing any of this extra stuff, okay? Now, old girl sitting up here just out the gate asking you for this type of stuff, red flags. Because to me, it's like, do you have a telephone bill that you need to pay?
What's funny
Cricket or something? I'm like, something's going on.
It's funny that the woman says red flags, and to me, I'm more understanding of it.
Boy, bye.
I'm actually now. The reason why I'm more understanding it is the explanation he said she was given. Like, data insurance actually sounds like a dope concept.
It is what I said.
However,
she might be a paralegal or something like that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But however, it does put a monkey wrench in the traditional values of dating.
Thank you.
The energy and without that explanation, hearing the Cash App, you automatically think of the whole city girls trend. I mean, what's funny to me too with the whole city girls didn't start that. It's been that way for a long time.
A very long time.
And mostly because this society and most Western societies have always been a paternalistic society.
Right.
Women didn't usually have to go to work. Their whole purpose was to be at home.
Exactly. Be at home and take care of the family,
take care of the
house,
man and
everything.
the family, have babies, multiple.
Right. But now things are different. Okay.
Especially, the black women actually are starting to actually make more money than black men on average.
On average, definitely. Well, where I'm at with this, and let's get to this whole process, because your question that you're asking, Mr. Keep It Simple, I understand why it would turn you off, because I was turned off, number one, just by the blatantness of it, but I respect her for the fact that she was upfront and direct with you, so you made a choice whether or not if you wanted to continue to dive into this situation or not. But your question, let's go get to the question, was, is there such a thing as date insurance? And I don't believe that. I've never heard of this until I've never heard of it. So let's just say this might just be something that's coming out the bark right now, and maybe we introducing it to everybody else, so people gonna start doing this. So then it will be a norm, and then you won't feel any kind of way that somebody asks you for $50. Oh my gosh! And do women really hold these sins against men? Let me be transparent and just go there, right? I'm going to say that 9 times out of 10, it happens that, not just with women, but with men also, when you've been jaded in such a way, you tend to be a little bit more guarded when it comes to certain things, okay? And, you may react differently in situations than what you would have previously. And this seems to be that case. All right. So it definitely sounds like she does have some vicarious trauma that she's dishing out. So just be easy. But you did it right by saying, thank you, and didn't mean to bother you. Moving on. Okay. Well, that's what I think.
Yeah. I agree with both sides, honestly. But the way that the culture is currently, I'm probably, this might be something that does start to happen.
It might start to happen. But do you go on a date with the intentions, if you invite someone, then you go with the intentions that you're going to pay?
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm a gentleman.
Right, but you
That's
could,
me.
but you invited the person, so your thought process is that this. So I like to think that I'm a woman, and I'm a good woman. So if I invite a man out on a date, right, I would pay for that meal.
And if he's like me, he wouldn't let you.
Right. That has happened. That has happened. Where you're like, no, it's all good. I got it. Okay. But I would put it out there that, you're my guest. Like, I invited you to this, situation. Okay. So just don't go anywhere empty-handed, period. Because you
rule.
might say, because when they've done that to say that they're going to cover the bill, I say, well, just allow me just at least to leave the tip. You know what I mean? Compromise. Yes, because if I invite, it's fair. So that's how that typically would go. But, we'll see what happens with you guys. I just hope, Mr. Keep It Simple, you end up finding out, that there is women out there that would like to go out on a date with you and don't have anything that they asking you for, like $50.
I think the one thing that stands out to me as well is the fact that he's DMing her for a date.
Right.
So that either means one or two things.
He said he's familiar with her, so he doesn't really know her.
He doesn't really see her in person, so he reached out the best way he could. But it also says that, this seems to be the trend of how you actually meet people.
It could be.
It's border, like,
it's a lot.
social media is supposed to be social. You're supposed to be meeting people.
You are.
They're not necessarily dating services like Match or what's that other one.
I know which one you're talking about, but yeah. Anyway, we ain't giving them no props. They ain't giving you no.
But right.
You know what I mean. But just in general, there are things out there.
Like how are you supposed to meet somebody? And then if you are a woman and you're looking, but you want somebody serious, that is a way of weeding out.
That is definitely a way of weaning people out. That's for sure. However, that's a strong turnoff, and that's a strong no. And I understand why he was moved by that. You feel me? So that's a little different. That really is a little different. So
that is very different. That is not
date
something.
Insurance, okay. Like, so you already coming in there with a negative connotation that this is not gonna go well. Feel me? So it's just like, just in case. She is on guard. She is definitely.
He might be accurate.
He picked up on that. That's what I said. He picked up on that trauma real quick. Like, woo, no, honey. Okay. All right. We get to it. We're going to get into it. Ready for the next one?
Yes.
All right. Miss Smoke Free. Woohoo. Kush, kush. All right. Hey, y'all. I just started seeing this dude. Everything seems great except one thing. He smokes that kush. He got that weed in the life, okay? I'm not a weed smoker, and I barely am a social drinker. It's frustrating because I feel like I found someone I could vibe with, but smoking weed is a big red flag for me. There go that red flag word again. All right? He doesn't smoke around me, but still that smell lingers like the Kush cologne is strong, and I can't stand it. I'm wondering, should I give him an ultimatum? Give up the weed or give me up? Lord, blessed Jesus, blessed. Okay. You gonna go? You diving in first?
Yeah, I'm not a dude that wants anybody that smokes weed either. Not even casually.
Okay.
However, it's not necessarily ultimatum if that's not what you want somebody to be involved in. And if the person is who they are, I'm not gonna be a person that says, yo, if you want to be with me, you gotta stop smoking, because there's a process that happens with that.
Right.
And I'm not going to be the target of their misery.
Right. Right.
That they can't do something that they want to do or they used to doing.
Right. Miss Smoke Free. So, well, this hits home for me. Okay. Like a lot of the wonderful questions that come through. And let me be my transparent self that I am. Okay. So, I was seeing this dude, okay, the same one that ghosted me, right? So, long story short, I don't like the cigarettes and I don't like the weed smoke. Period. Okay. But if you don't smell like it and I don't know that that's what you do, and then I learn that that's what you do, if I care enough about you, I would strongly say choose a vice. And that's pretty much what I did in that situation. Like, okay, so the cigarettes or the weed, I mean, you got to work with me here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like you as a person. I, love you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we good. So I'm willing to work with you. And I understand cigarettes is really, save people from getting killed sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That people this is what they got to do. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't me telling him to stop, and it wasn't giving an ultimatum. I'm like, do you plan on ever stopping? Do you, I was asking the questions appropriately. And then I'm like, okay, are you choosing one over the other at some point? Because you seem to be doing both a lot. Okay. So this wasn't even like random, okay, let me just smoke this thing, here and there. It was like all the time. So I'm like, what are you stressed about? What's really pissing you off? You know what I'm saying? Like, was a lot going on.
I had a friend that I met through another friend. She used to live in the Bronx. I think she moved down south with her sister. Mm-hmm. She was a cigarette and weed smoker.
Man.
We would go there sometimes to hang out, and, we're going to go out, if I had an event, and I was like, all right, come bring through.
Yeah.
Whatever. But we stayed there. And she can literally smoke from the time she wakes up.
Right.
To the time she goes to bed.
Right.
To if she gets up in the middle of the night and goes to the bathroom.
Again. Exactly.
She would smoke again. And then go back to sleep. So, and the funny thing is, like, with the weed part, like, I can never tell if she's getting high. And I don't even think it affects her in the high point. Mm-mm. And then the smoke part, like, I just think it's a fetish of just blowing the smoke.
Exactly. Or people do have, this thing that they have to have that stimulation. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's what I think it is. As a social worker, tapping into that, I was like, there's a lot that we dealing with right here. So you choose to do whatever you want. Never gave him an ultimatum. Okay. Understand that. Never. But I feel her on the sense of saying that, this is a person that you're interested in, obviously. Mm-hmm. You vibing with the person. So if you just feeling him and you're vibing, then that is something for you that is ultimately a red flag. And that's something that you don't want to necessarily dive in. Then how far you need to go with this situation. Mm-hmm. And y'all probably should have that conversation. Okay. So if you smoke free.
She probably feels like she's the one that's already been given an ultimatum.
Well, if they had that conversation, meaning that if he's smoking his weed and that's just what he do, then, and y'all vibing, but y'all not in no relationship, y'all not, y'all just kicking it, then let it be. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When you become in a relationship with somebody and y'all setting goals and y'all establishing like, okay, futuristic type stuff that we gonna be together, and you are in this committed stuff. Like my step pops and my dad, they both smoke. And they've been smoking for years, okay? Can't stand it, all right? Mm-hmm. Cannot. My mother used to. She went cold turkey and she just gave it up, okay? So my dads, they know. I'm like, don't ask me to go get you no cigarettes. Don't do this, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? When they smoke, they keep that shit all the way left, okay? Mm-hmm. I don't like the smell of it. I just, like, it does something for me. And it really is a trigger. So it's like, all right, I can deal appropriately, but I know two men that I love to death. You know what I'm saying? That they ultimately, what you're doing to yourself. Feel me? So it's like to be in a relationship with somebody and they still choosing to do it, though they know how I feel about my dads. It's like, okay, I don't want to lose you too. You know what I'm saying? Right. So ultimately, that's care. That's love. That's concern. Mm-hmm. But I got to the point where I was just like, okay, if you took that and you internalize that as me trying to control you, then that's a problem. Because then it would seem like Miss Smoke Free is trying to control him if she says, you know, you're going to have to, if you want to be with me, you're going to have to stop. If if she says that to him, that's the ultimatum.
That is care draped with a blanket of control because you want things to be your way.
Let me look at Maine real quick. Why you gotta say like it's a blanket of control? Where does the blanket of control come in?
You're still telling somebody what to do.
What
and
part?
You're giving them
choose a vice, weed or cigarettes.
No, listen to what I'm saying. From your perspective, yes, you're being loving and caring, and because you don't want them to deal with the damage that habit may cause, you're giving them what you believe is loving advice. Fair.
Right.
But also fair is this person has made choices and decisions for themselves to be that way.
Right.
And if you're saying either you do this or this happens, you are giving them a choice, but you're putting them in a position to feel like they're being forced to do something.
Oh my God. Miss Smoke Free, that was for you. That wasn't for me. I'm listening to me. That appeared to be for you. It wasn't for me. Because I'm like, I don't think I said anything that was like left or controlling. Yes, it was love and it was care. No, I heard you. You said blanketed with control. So basically, the person didn't want to give up their advice. Neither one of them. And I put it out there to the universe and made it very clear that that's just not my thing. It's not.
And it's fine.
And it's fine.
And it's fine. And that person may not actually be for you because of that.
Correct. Which we established that.
That's what Miss Smoke.
Hence the reason I'm single now. Okay.
Miss Smoke Free might have to understand and take that in consideration herself as well, because at the end of the day, you know, in order to be happy, you have to be happy as you are. Right.
You really do. You really do.
And if there's anything that is disrupting that or challenging that, that challenge is that's gonna bring down your happiness.
Yeah, it will. So it's like, don't ask them to give up the weed. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't ask them to give up the weed. Y'all not even in a relationship. That's my thought process. Okay, from what the question is that's coming out, you're not in a relationship. Y'all just kicking it. If you really feeling the dude and you vibing, understand this, and I'm gonna see if you agree with this particular point. Okay. If someone loves you enough, they are more than likely, without you even having to ask, knowing how you feel about certain things, they will give it up. Knowing, this is all I'm saying, is that you may be vibing with this guy, he may be vibing with you. He learns that this weed stuff is not really for you. You don't really do this. And if he loves you unconditionally and he falls for you to that degree, I known a lot of things in life that people done gave up because of love.
Well, that is accurate.
Might be one of them.
That is accurate.
So,
but the key is that person has to also want to do it. For instance, let's go back to the other question real for a second.
But that's what I'm saying. Did you hear what I said in the beginning? Was you doing active listening? I don't know if you was doing active listening.
All right.
Because I did say that.
Okay.
I did say that.
Okay. But quick point with back to the whole $50 thing with the Cash App.
Yes.
If that dude really wanted to pursue her,
he would have. Yeah.
There are men that literally would do whatever possible.
Right. Yeah. He wasn't that
for
into
the
her.
woman.
He just wasn't that into her.
You know what I mean?
He just wasn't.
It could be something, it could be genuine love. It could be lust.
Yeah. He had options. Yeah. Basically. Okay. All right, Miss Smoke Free. I hope we answered your question. Thank you guys for continuing to bring in questions and send them in to dearloveandlust@gmail.com. Thank you. Infomercial.
All right.
Ready?
We got one more question before we jump into the topics.
What we got?
All right. Oh, this one's interesting. Last month, I was dealing with a chick. Cool vibes, fun times, Then it kind of just died out. Sounds like a fling. Fast forward a month later, I'm dealing with another chick, and it's cool vibes and fun times. But I think this one could actually get serious.
Oh.
But then I found out the chick that I was dealing with last month is actually one of her friends. Dun, dun, dun. So, should I tell her I used to mess with her friend, who I didn't know was her friend? Wait, what if they already knew? Did I really just get passed off? I just need this to make sense. What do you think, Mr. X to the next?
Fix it. Help it make sense. Well,
I'll let you go first.
all I'm gonna say is what level we at with this friendship, okay? Define the friend. Is this the best friend, okay? Is this a friend? Is this an associate? I'm trying to figure this out, okay? So your question is saying that they know each other. Okay, great, wonderful. You need to see what level they at with that whole process. And yes, off the gate, out of the gate, you need to be completely honest that you know this person and you used to date that one. And it sounded like you was getting a little nookie because you concerned about whether or not they passed you off. If they so that's just what I'm saying. If you talking about somebody being passed off, that means that you got D-butt. Okay? So
Yeah,
I would be
what the fun times.
The fun times is and good vibes was about. So if this is the person you with currently, Mr. X to the next, if you really want her and you really vibing with her and you think this is serious, then you really should be transparent and honest about the situation before it comes back and bites you in the butt, whether or not if they know each other or not. Okay, so you need to let that be known because that's very interesting. Because if they friends, trust me, they know who you are. Just hands down. They know.
Well, that's the question. Are they friends?
Right.
Are they going out friends?
I know. What level?
Are they I went to school with you friends?
Yeah.
Co-worker friends?
Yeah. What level are they?
You know, women got super levels of friendship.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said they got to define it. What is it? Because that's the way that people be knowing who is who. Because it's like nobody don't want to come up and be like, especially if this out here in Albany, Smallbany. Oh my goodness. You do not even want to be caught out there with that situation of being like, oh yeah, so-and-so, I saw her with your man. Wasn't you with him, girl? Oh, something she got there. Y'all messy.
Now I will say
there we go.
In my younger days, before I was actually married.
Okay. What's the difference between being married and married?
You know what I mean.
Go ahead now.
You funny.
Go ahead on now, man. What you was gonna say?
Oh, man.
Gotta love it. We have moments.
Yeah, actually, you caught me with that one. That was funny.
We do have
And
moments here.
There was no meaning behind it.
No comeback for that. All right. I digress.
But you know, I kind of felt like I didn't actually go through with the second person, but
okay.
I was referred.
What?
And it wasn't even their friend. It was their cousin.
Stop it. Please stop.
Yeah, so
this is a real thing.
When I was chilling, doing whatever I was doing, met a nice young lady. Had a few good fun times, whatever. That's all it was. And a little while later, at an event, sneakies, whatever. Doing what I normally do, takes photos for the events. And this person wanted a lot of photos. Well, a lot of folks kept talking, kept smiling, kept doing those interesting poses. And I'm just like,
the butt pics, giving a butt. So.
As I'm showing her, she's getting closer, hand on her shoulder, pulling me closer. Ooh. And then the line comes in. I heard you know what to do with those lips. Oh. What?
That's too much. Too much too soon. Go ahead.
Like, you drunk, huh?
Right.
And?
Wow.
I'm like, who told you? He used to mess with my cousin. I'm like, who's your cousin? Told me her name. I was like, oh, that's your cousin.
Well.
So what's up? I'm like, that's your cousin.
Right. Right.
Well, she's the one that referred me. Literally, that was the word. So
That's
it's like,
wow. Hold on.
it's like, yo,
That's a bit much.
how I'm getting passed off like I'm a chick or something. Like,
Listen, that's very interesting on so many
it
levels.
has happened
That
to
is
people. So I understand his concern. However,
no. I done been with people and I thought they shit was really, really good. I'm not referring nobody. Okay, why would I refer that? You know, even if I'm not gonna have it again, I'm not referring you to this person.
well, I think what ended up happening and probably why the referral took place is because, you know, I think one of the reasons our fund stopped is because she either got into a relationship or she got with somebody that she was already in a relationship and they were on a break or some type of thing. I don't know.
All right, whatever. Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, girls' night or whatever, hang out at the house. I'm tired of being single, or I need some of this, I need some dick, I need some that, or whatever.
And you just feel you just came up in conversation.
You know who you should holler at? You're like, that type of thing.
Because she felt that was her cousin, that wasn't her sister. Ooh, okay. Well, to each his own. To each his own. We learning that, okay? Again, disclaimer.
We're not experts.
We're not experts. Just been through some shit. Okay. So
I don't know. He might have a valid point with the pass off. But I do agree with you. He should be honest and upfront.
Completely.
Because even if they don't know, and it finds out before you tell her.
That's right. That's what I'm telling you. Do it first, brother. Do it first. Mr. X to the next.
Then that whole pass off thing is going to be viewed the other way around.
Exactly. It's like you going to seem like you the one who tried to run through the crew. Okay? We don't have that happen in H.E.R. Yes, we have. Okay? So somebody try to come in and do that. What? You heard what I said. Said we done had somebody try to come through H.E.R. and try to do that. That was interesting. But we going to leave that right there. All right. So.
Topics. Today's topics. We got a couple.
Let's get to it.
So the first topic, since we're dealing with compatibilities, is about sexual chemistry. Can you build chemistry with someone that you didn't initially have chemistry with?
Yes. I think so.
Yeah?
I think so.
You gotta train them?
I'm not going to say that you have to train them, but the more you get to know someone, the more you start vibing with them and all this stuff like that, things kind of turn into that moment where it's like, ooh, look at you. Okay, I see you. So yes, I do feel like you could build that sexual chemistry with someone that you didn't necessarily think you would have that with. I do believe so. I do.
I'm 50-50.
You're 50-50. You don't believe that could happen? I mean, if you can grow in love, how can you not grow in chemistry?
Grow in love is different.
Why?
When we're talking about
sexual
chemistry, we're talking about physical attraction.
Physicality.
So if you don't have a physical attraction to the person, how are you going to develop?
This goes into arranged marriages, sir. And normally they don't know each other. And they normally don't really want to have sex with that person.
Normally in arranged marriages, things are taken care of, which I have heard and been told by other women that can be an aphrodisiac in its own way.
Really? Okay. I have not heard that. But all I'm going to say is that as they grow in love together, normally with arranged marriages, the ones that I've witnessed, okay?
So let me
say
they have
this. Not dived into any sexual things with that person at all, okay? And when they saw that person didn't normally look like the person that they really wanted and had extra entities on them or was missing entities, and they were not at all attracted to them, okay? No sexual compatibility, no nothing. But this was the person that they family chose for them, and they had an obligation, and they fulfilled that obligation. And that person ended up being the best thing that person ever had in their life, and they are sexually and just mentally, physically, emotionally, everything tied into it, and they grew in love with each other. So that's why, from my perspective, my mental model is that you can grow in love.
I'm gonna catch her with this one.
Go for it. I'm waiting for it. Go for it.
So, have you ever been intimate with somebody that was whack and gave them a second chance?
We had this question before. A
little bit.
We touched on this just a little bit, and I can tell you that I have. All right.
And then what happened?
It did not go over well. It didn't go over well. And it didn't go over well because, number one, at first I thought the person was nervous because they did say that they was nervous. Okay. Then we took a little while, and then we dived into it again in a different capacity, and it wasn't okay. So it was just the whole point that, let me just.
Would that have to do with chemistry?
Did I stutter a little bit?
A little
bit. So it has to do with the fact that I'm a thicker person, and this person was another entity, not too skinny, not whatever, but the meat wasn't big enough in the compatibility for my private parts to do it. So that way, it could have been great. His mouth work was fine, but that part was not, because it just wasn't enough meat in the bang to get me to where I needed to be at, because I got a lot of assets. Okay. So that would be like that sexual chemistry. It was there because he turned me on and got me hot and bothered to that point.
Okay.
But
you know what
he couldn't bring it home. So no, I won't revisit that again ever. Hope his wife is happy, but I'm not. I wasn't. Goodbye. Absolutely not.
All right.
Okay, so you
I'm still 50-50.
You be 50-50.
You have to have. It's different. Like, all right, say
sexual chemistry. You can build that. Chemistry is chemistry.
It does take practice.
Maine's a damn teacher. Do you know about chemistry? Come on now. Stop playing with me.
It does take.
You better stop playing with me.
Listen, it does take practice.
You can get there. Go ahead.
But there has to be a willingness of both parties to get there. So if you don't have the chemistry right away initially, there is not going to be a willingness to want to get there.
The question in the topic, topic at hand is sexual chemistry. Can you build chemistry with someone that you didn't initially have chemistry with? Yes.
It's not impossible. That's why I said I'm 50-50.
Okay.
But I'm explaining what has to happen in order for it to get there.
Break it down.
There has to be a desire to want to get there.
Right.
First of all. But that is challenged if that desire is not even there to begin with. You're talking about arranged marriages. All right, I get it. I seen. Yes, that can happen.
It wasn't there initially.
But like I said,
it wasn't there, and they built
there are
that.
certain financial and material things that can be an aphrodisiac.
Oh my gosh!
For some women,
take the financial and all that stuff out of it. The question, the topic at hand was, can it be built? Yes, it can. So to say all of this nice stuff that you're saying, great. Absolutely not. Let's get with it. Get with it now, man. Stop playing. Chemistry, sexual chemistry can be built.
I guess.
Yes, it can.
So, those that are viewing, listening,
please chime in.
Go on the Facebook page.
We want to hear from you. Yes.
Leave a comment.
Absolutely, because I want to know what y'all think on that one for sure. All right. Topic number two.
What we got?
We got Cardi B.
I'll read that again.
Get it.
I'll read that again. Because this is hilarious.
It truly is.
So, Cardi B not letting her daughter listen to WAP, her own music. People are mad at that.
My goodness, culture.
Let me rephrase that. Black Twitter was mad at that.
Oh my goodness, exactly. And that's why I said our people, just our people. In short, how old is her daughter? Please stop.
I don't think she's but 2, maybe. But here's the thing.
Listen, stop
Her
it.
response was very straightforward. She's like, I didn't make this for little girls. I made it for adults.
Hello.
It's a nasty ass song.
Yes, it is. It is.
For adults.
It is. Completely.
I am not going to let my daughter listen to that.
She's too young to begin with, okay? She's not a grown-ass child. So it's like, what are y'all talking about? What are you mad about?
I don't.
Come on.
I think people just like to catch people out there and say, aha, we got you.
Yeah, you ain't get nothing. Cardi B's still a damn millionaire, okay? So she could do whatever the hell she want to do with her children, okay? Because I'm sure she's going to have more. And if she ain't letting that child listen to it, good job. Great job, mother, okay? Because that's being a mother, all right? Not an entertainer.
Well, I think the aha, I got you people were just trying to make her seem hypocritical because if you won't let your daughter listen to the music, why would you make it?
You made music and everything now, just like you go to the movies, rated R, PG, this, that, and the third. You know what you got to put on there, mature, that letter M, the mature crowd. That's not a mature child, okay? So if she's not choosing not to do it, separate the artist from the parent, okay? Absolutely.
So my daughter at 5, she didn't hear much of any music.
Exactly. Likewise.
That was not.
They was listening to
friendly.
gospel. I'm sorry. My kids was listening to gospel. They ain't know
My
nothing about
child at
anything.
13, I don't.
You don't censor her music.
I don't necessarily censor her music, but I also don't try to make it comfortable for her to listen to certain things.
Right.
But I'm
understand that.
aware at 13.
Hello. Right. You're not
You
her
have
only
friends.
influence. Exactly. You're not her only influence.
Even a radio, like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm a DJ, so even when I get clean versions that are supposed to be clean versions, it's just like, why they even call it clean?
Yeah.
You know.
It's different. It definitely is different. So get over it, please.
I miss the days back in the days when hip hop had the little sound effects or the samples to cover up the words.
Not no more. Be like bleep 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 bleep. Nope. Just let it go. Just let it flow. They just let it go. It ain't frozen, but they be drying it and then some. All right. So
It's
we over
your
that.
time.
It's my time. We got
For your
Shay's
topic.
Shay's topic. Okay. So on my ride in today, because I was coming back from Brooklyn, and we talking about dating. Okay, compatibility, because this ties all into it. Now, going out on a date, I truly believe, this is just me, is chivalry dead? Because certain things and certain parts of a date no longer exist. So this is the question that I pose to you, Maine. When you go out on a date, please set the tone for me on what that date looks like. And do you have anything in hand? Because I grew up a certain kind of way. And grown men, my daddy, my uncles, and so forth, when they went on dates, they brought chocolate, they brought flowers, they brought something if they asked a young lady out on a date. So how do you determine in this day and age, what does that look like for you and for the rest of the men out here that are choosing to ask women out on dates?
For me, it depends on a person and what's my intention. But for the most part, if I'm saying I'm going to treat you to food, that's what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily anything else I'm expecting outside of that. You know what I mean? If I'm coming at you on some I'm very interested in, I want to see where this goes, then some other things might be involved. I don't know. I'll be doing the things to really try to be impressive. You know, I don't really have a representative, but I guess that would be the representative point in time where you're just trying to put your best foot forward. And then, you know, the other scenarios, the more carnal scenarios, like there's no need to do anything extra to go on. Date not even required.
So women, are we making it too easy for these wonderful people that are asking us out on dates?
I don't
because
think it's easy.
You don't think that it's easy?
I don't think it's easy.
You don't think it's
here's
easy?
The thing.
What did you? I'm still even trying to put together what the hell you just got finished answering.
Because I didn't agree.
Because you didn't. No, you're not that you didn't agree. You tussy-footed around the shit. So I'm trying to understand. Set the tone for me. What does a date look like for you when you go out on a date? You ask somebody out on a date, man. What do you do? The dinner is the gift?
For the most part. For the most part.
What are we dealing with? Go ahead. Set the tone for me. Tell me what it looks like. Because that was my first question. What does it look like?
Well, the first part that's really the question, how am I even getting to the point of wanting to take you out on a date?
Got it. Wonderful. We passed that. Answer the question.
No, that's important.
How? Okay, go ahead.
Because there are dates that are for the purpose of more. Like I said, there are dates that are just, I want to treat you and give you something special, let you know that you're a special young lady and you're cool.
Let me hear this.
Like I took somebody out for their birthday.
Right. That was very nice of you, by the way.
Because nobody else seemed to have done it. And, she's a cool, pretty looking young lady. Mm-hmm. And, single mom. Need a break.
Okay, so you just wanted to do something nice for her.
You know what I mean? We have some kind of rapport. We're cool.
Okay.
So if I'm pursuing in a relationship, there's going to be a lot more communication that happens before the actual date.
Okay.
So ideas and expectations are already going to be created on what level.
Okay.
That's going to be.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right. Okay.
I understand what you're saying and the points you're trying to make. That is cultural and that is generational as well. Because like Steve Harvey has a clip on his Facebook or social media where he's talked about when he was in college, there was this girl he wanted to holler at and he didn't know how to impress her.
Right.
So he went to his uncle. And, he gives the voice of how his uncle would sound all slick talk.
Right.
And he runs down a list of things for her to do. And every time he did what he did, he would get points with the young lady.
Right.
But then he wouldn't go to the next step that his uncle assumed he would already know. So he came back to his uncle. He's like, yo, I did that. It worked out well. So what do I do next?
Right.
And the uncle would be like, young blood. You don't know what to do that?
Yeah, like, come on.
He was like, all right, so you did that. Now do this. Now do that. Now do that.
Right.
And he would do all these things and finally got the chance to actually take her on a full date. He had $15 in his pocket.
Right.
He spent all that $15 and did whatever he could. Got her something nice, little flowers and all that. That was that. Now fast forward to this age and time.
Right.
There are some women, as we just noticed in an earlier question, $50 before I even step out the door.
Lord have mercy.
Then there are other women who are career women, have their own lives and are busy, and simply just want to go out with some male company. So their expectations are not.
Yeah.
They just want to hang out, have a good time with somebody that they find attractive and are cool with.
Right.
So it all depends on what avenue and where you're looking at date.
I need y'all to help us with this one, please. I need the comments. I need the questions. I need some type of understanding of this, because in this day and age, honestly, my topics in this trim is what Miss Shay over here believes, is that things are made a little bit too easy for people to just have access to someone, and they don't put too much effort or thoughts in it. It's like, okay, the assumption is that you just want to go out on a date. You lonely. You just don't have anything to do with yourself. Maybe, I don't know. They want sex at the end of the day. I have not a clue. But
there are women that have that idea.
They might have that idea, but I'm saying that there are still women out here in this day and age, such as myself, that whether we are going there or not, my level of expectation is that a gentleman would do just that. That if you asking me out on a date and you want to take me to dinner, then my thought process is that you coming correct, okay? And that coming correct is that, yes, women now, because of safety reasons, meet you at the location, okay, that you may specify. And when we get there, normally the thought process is, all right, you're going to pull out a chair. You're going to help the lady sit down, be a gentleman, you know what I'm saying? Talk, laugh, whatever it is that you may do, all right? You're not assuming you're getting ass at the end of the date, okay? The person's going to either go home because obviously you're not walking them to their door, the front step, and hoping to get a kiss maybe on the forehead or something or that type of nature or whatever.
Why not?
But at some point, you may do that. You may, engage in a kiss. You may do that. That's grown people stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But my thought process is that you come with a little something. That's just it.
And what is that something?
I just told you. Chocolate, flowers, whatever. That's my thought process. It's not just you coming to buy me a damn meal. All right? That's just me.
So let me give you a flip side. Because I don't disagree with you. It's fine to do a nice gesture. But here's what
you said a nice. Why you say a nice gesture?
That is a nice gesture.
It is a nice gesture.
Is it not?
All right. Well, okay. Whatever. Go ahead.
Am I downplaying it?
You're not. It sounds like you're downplaying it.
No,
that is a nice gesture.
It is a nice gesture.
It is.
That's
Okay. All right. It is a nice gesture. Go ahead now, man.
All right. So, I bring this young lady, right? I'll take her on a date and want to treat her. She gets there. I give her candy or whatever, chocolates, have flowers ready. She doesn't want the chocolates because she doesn't know what's in them.
Right. Because she could be allergic. Right.
Not even just allergic. Just in this day and age.
If they wrap the hell up, come on now, we going too far.
No, we're not.
You're going too far. So people thinking that you done poisoned the damn chocolate that you're giving them.
Here's the thing. We was actually talking about this a little bit earlier.
Okay.
Do the sins of men
trauma
lead to how women think of other men? There are some women that will not do certain things because of past experience that may occur.
Okay.
They may not want you to give. They don't even want you to bring them their drink.
Right. I know about that one. Yeah. But normally it's the server or whoever.
But again, that's where all the conversation beforehand takes place. Like, if we were just talking and you were sharing this, I'm like, oh, if I wanted to go on a date and this is what I would expect a man to do, I'm supposed to be listening and taking notes. So when I'm ready to actually ask you out,
right,
this is what I'm doing. I'm following those things.
Right.
But that's if I'm actually going for the date for the purpose of developing an actual real relationship.
If you're not going on a date to develop a relationship and you're just going to smash somebody, then you're not going to put that effort in. Is that ultimately where we're going with this?
That is partially
That's partially it. Okay.
But it doesn't even have to be about smashing.
Yeah. No, I get it.
You
but I mean, ultimately you going out on a date with somebody because you just want to have some time with an adult. Okay?
Right.
Is that right? Okay. All right. So if you just want to have time with an adult.
I like to be able to have beautiful company.
Okay.
And do some fun things that I don't want to do with my boys.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm not taking my boys to go see, Girls Trip.
Respect. Yeah, I got you. Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I understand that. All right.
But again,
has dating changed? That's ultimately was my topic. Okay, has this whole dating experience has changed? It has.
It
completely.
has changed because everything has changed.
Yeah, it's different. I guess it really is.
Like before,
I'm a romantic. I believe in the art of romance, and I just think that this is whack as shit.
In order to get a date,
yeah,
you didn't ask her.
No, you had to ask the damn parents. Okay, so I'm saying that's how I grew up. Like my family was very big on this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like my thought process. I still have that. Like my ex-husband, he was all about that. Like he was just like, did those things in order to court me, in order to, really get me where we ended up. We was in love. We were definitely in love, and we fell in love and grew in love and stuff like that. We're obviously not together. So I don't know how well that worked out for him. But no, we grew apart. But, that's real. But that's just my thing. I'm a romantic.
But how can you have this be your thing, but then not understand the $50 Cash App girl at the same time?
That's insurance she asked for. Are you kidding me? That's insurance. Like, who does that? I don't agree with that for the simple fact is that she readily assumed that, number one, he should automatically be paying for something, okay? I'm not that type of person that I readily believe a man needs to be paying for anything on that level. I'm believing but I believe in the art of romance. Don't try to take my topic and turn it into something negative, man, okay? Because now I'm feeling some kind of way, all right? Don't do that. The art of romance. The art of romance, compatibility, and these are the things that we're talking about right now. This is topic 9. And
episode 9.
Listen. Oh gosh. Okay.
I rattle Shay. Shay.
You do
this
at
is
times.
Revenge for
you
her
do it.
trying to rattle me with my married thing.
All right. Episode 9. That's
all
right.
Jokes aside.
Right. All jokes aside. Get with it. Get with
Here
it.
we go.
Come on.
It is fine that you feel that way. All I'm trying to let you know is that that's not everybody's perspective.
I got you. I understood it.
But just because it's not everybody else's perspective doesn't mean you have to change and alter yours.
Right. I understand that. And I'm going to stand steadfast.
You should.
In my belief system. Okay? Because eventually,
here's what it is.
There's going to be, eventually it'll go right.
That's what I'm saying. If it's for you and what you represent and what's compatible with you,
I will get it. Yes. Even if I have to show up at the date, damn it, with flowers myself. Just so you see it, this is what it's supposed to look like. I'm done with it. All right, that is.
You don't have to be done with it. You just have to understand. And then also, there aren't a lot of men that know that. There's nobody like
know what?
Know to think of that. There aren't men that have been trained in that manner.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I receive it. Yeah.
And then picture this: a single mother raises a single son, and she gives him all the tools of what to look out for when it comes to women, as opposed to what he should do for women. Because she's on defense and she don't want nothing to happen to her son. Whatever situations or relationships she was in that were broken or damaged, that's what she's now teaching her son.
I didn't teach my son that. I taught my son how to be domesticated, so he didn't have to rely on a woman for all of that.
But that's my point.
Wait a minute. I'm going to add more to it.
Go ahead.
And for him to help his woman when she was tired and she needed support, so that he could be the helpmate to her. I taught my son how to cook, so he could be the helpmate to her, so that it's not 50-50, 100, because y'all both should be given equally, okay, to the situation, okay?
I want that my eyes too.
So I taught my son to basically do the romance thing and to be the person that he needs to show up every day for her, as well as he expects her to show up for him, period. That's it.
Which is dope.
Right. But not everybody has a mother such as Bklyn Shay. Thank you kindly. I appreciate you. And I hope you guys are learning a little something from this doggone episode. That's
the whole point. That's what we're trying to do.
That's what we do.
You know what I mean?
Here at
Dear Love and Love.
Okay. All right. So, do you have any more to add? Because, man, you seem like you're really trying to go in on my topic, okay?
I'm not trying to go in.
It seemed like you was really trying to go in on my topic.
I'm trying to give it the yin and yang and the balance approach. So,
did you balance it out for me?
I don't know, because
you did. I'm not saying you did. Okay, you came with it. Rattled me a little bit, but you came with it.
Well, it wasn't really to rattle you. It was just to open up your eyes to understand that
what I'm dealing with.
There is some lack that occurs with a lot of this generation, or just men in general.
I would say just men in general,
who have not gotten
that home training.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
And again, to me, one of the biggest difference where, and yes, I do believe women should have the ability to go out and make their own income. But before that occurred, there was only one avenue and a way to get a woman. You had to impress her, show stability, show that you can provide for her, be responsible, and also just be handsome and attractive to her. Okay. As we go on through time and women have their own income, their own ideas and things that they can do, the need to actually come with actual stability is not always necessary. You know what I mean? And women have now gathered some values that are traditionally known to be more male paternalistic values. You know, I've experienced women, especially some older, that, you know, they got their own thing. All they want to do is smash. I don't need you to do anything but this. I don't need you to buy me anything. I don't need it. I just need you to do this. So when you're exposed to that, and then you got to meet somebody else where you got to do A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. If you're not a gentleman like myself, where are you going to side with? Especially if you're...
They're going to side with the WAP side.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Especially if the intention is not always for bigger purposes.
Right. I mean, again, compatibility and just being very transparent and having what we talk about all the time, communication. That's how you get to know whether or not if this is for the long haul or this is just, hey, I think you cute, I think you beautiful, I just want to smash you, period. Okay. Or we want to smash each other.
I mean, that's just human nature for the most part. We're just civilized
I just
folks.
would like to, yes, exactly. I would like to believe that love is not lost. I really am a
love
hopeless
is
romantic.
a real thing.
It does
a
it
real
exist? It exists.
It does exist.
Some way, shape, or form it exists, and I will receive it one day.
There are people
appropriately.
celebrating 50 years of marriage, and they have not had any real issues. Nobody's cheating or infidelity.
Okay.
You know,
those are beautiful things. Those are beautiful things, and we strive to get to that point at some point in time. Because I got married really, really young, so at some point in my adult life, before God takes me out of this world, I want to be romanced. Damn it, okay, and that is my point. I just want to really be romanced appropriately. You know, hence the reason I did my little video for my date night here or whatever, you know, so that it was like, this is the idea, to be romanced.
I don't think I've seen that video yet. You posted it and I didn't see it.
I am done with you. I'm done with you. Did you
tag me in the post?
I tagged everybody in the post. Yes, I tagged you in the post and you ain't even look at it. I feel disrespected. Anyway.
Oh my
God. Say, I'm feeling disrespected by Maine right now, y'all. He did not look at my video. It sounds, you know
now,
what?
Here's what I'm going to do, right?
What you going to
do?
If
I go and I see that I'm not tagged in this video.
What you going to do? You going to screenshot it?
Yep. Exactly.
Well, at least you was honest and told me that you ain't see it. You know, people been talking about they seen it and they ain't see it. So I appreciate you. Okay, so do know that. All right. All right. So are we concluding? Are we good? You over my topic now?
Are you over your topic?
I'm over my topic. I'm over my topic.
You got in your feelings.
I got in my feelings about it damn right because I want to be.
Right.
I'm like, we talking about compatibility and being romance. You asked what's Shay's topic. Shay's topic is talking about being romanced and does this even exist anymore in regards to going out on a date.
Fellas, if you are interested in Bklyn Shay,
don't you do it.
She's at a level of frustration.
She is not at a level of frustration.
You're not frustrated?
I'm not frustrated. No, okay. I'm not. I'm not frustrated. Take that back, please. Okay, don't be having these cornballs up here trying to be stuff. Okay.
Bottom line, come correct.
There we go. Bottom line it. All right.
Come correct.
Okay, so this concludes episode 9, not topic 9, episode 9. All right. In regards to compatibility, all right, we are here and have been here at Dear Love and Lust, the podcast of all podcasts. Let me just tell you something, because we done got heated and disgusted up in here. At least I did, you know. Man.
I'm chilling.
So make sure to follow us on all social media platforms, all right? Especially Maine Event Live, all right? Dear Love and Lust. Find us on Facebook, all this stuff. YouTube is coming soon, the whole 9 yards. Maine got merch up there. Y'all better make sure to check that out.
Go to maineventlive.com /shop.
Absolutely. Get that merch. You're going to send in your questions to please dearloveandlust@gmail.com so we can absolutely review them, figure out what next topic is going to be, all right? And the episode of all episodes coming up, number 10 wins, I think so. And then so. But those questions are absolutely, they are anonymous in terms of the names that we put out here, and we just want to hear from you guys. We really do want to hear from you and know what you think about the episodes that have happened thus far. Especially this one, because I'm on my topics of dates. Can people romance anymore? I just don't even know. All right. So just check us out. Check out Bklyn Shay. Follow me on Facebook for sure. Her Temple Monologues, United Sisters of New York, the whole 9 yards. All right. Hit us up at hertemplemonologues@gmail.com. Feel free to come by the spot. We here on the weekends, 123 Sheridan Avenue, where we at here doing this little podcast and doing our ching. All right. So we do appreciate you guys, and everything is great between Maine and I. There's no love lost. We gonna shake on it. Okay. We're great.
Cool.
He's cool. Cool. So this concludes episode 9.
Yes, it does.
All right. Peace.
Hilarious.
I love it.